Working at Blockbuster, while it paid crap, the cool thing about it was being able to connect with people and talk about movies and making sure that they were set up with the right movie or making sure that the right atmosphere was set. For this movie, you need to watch it in complete silence. Needs to be pitch black. And bonus, if it's raining out, stormy, watch it. Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I am accompanied by my wife Jen, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Skinamarink. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
This is Brian O'Halloran, and you're watching the Popcorn Confessional on the Nerdbox. Sounds like a porn site.
Two children wake up in the middle of the night to find their parents are missing. They begin to search their home with only the light of their television in one room, while something watches them from the shadows and tries to lure them away.
In all the time that we've watched movies together, I've only seen one or two movies get to you. And this is one of those movies.
Yeah, I forgot to breathe at one point.
Yes,
So-
she literally started gasping for air.
Yes. I was holding my breath because I anticipated that something was going to happen, and I guess I just did it for so long that I didn't realize, and I forgot to breathe again.
She lied, she was doing a TikTok challenge.
I wasn't.
Skinamarink, it's a Shudder exclusive, and it's coming to the theaters this week. Anytime that you see a Shudder movie coming to the theaters, it's something that they feel is really special.
Yeah.
Now, when we first saw the trailer, it was with Christmas Bloody Christmas, and I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder if we should check this out, because it doesn't really show you that much. Kind of reminds me of the Poughkeepsie tapes. When that first came out, it was a quick glimpse of what was going to happen, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Skinamarink is nightmare fuel, and if you've suffered trauma in your life, this may not be a movie for you, because it is going to stir some emotions in you. If you've suffered through past experiences, that may leave you a little wrecked by the end of this film. It's slow in the beginning, but if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night and been afraid to get out of your bed, this is that type of feeling.
Our youngest child is a teenager. She's 13, and she's still, like, if it's, like, 11, 12 o'clock at night and she really needs, like, a glass of water, she's, like, texting me, Mom, can you go downstairs with me? So if she watched this movie, she'd probably never leave her room again at night.
Movie takes place in probably the late 80s, early 90s. And when I was a little kid, I used to wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I wouldn't leave my bed. And back then, you couldn't really watch anything on TV either. So it was the Home Shopping Network.
If you are of our generation, you will understand what we mean, because at a certain hour, snow came on the TV.
So for these two little children in this movie, it's a boy and a girl that wake up in the middle of the night.
Kevin and Kaylee.
Their only option is to watch probably a videotape that they had playing, which is a clue to what's going on in the film.
Did you see anything upstairs?
They're searching through the house, they're looking for their parents, and there's creepy stuff that's going on around them. If you have a TV with very bad blacks in it, you're going to miss some of the things, because there's things in the shadows that are just out of focus. And there's whispers, and there's grunts, and there's a lot of stuff that's kind of just going on around them that makes you think about, man, what the heck is going on? And we're not going to spoil it for you.
No.
We're going to do a video that explains what's going on, and we'll drop that later in the week, but it's slow in the beginning, but it's suspenseful, and like I said, nightmare fuel. If you've experienced something bad in your lifetime as a child or maybe as an adult, this movie is going to surface that, and it's going to play into it.
I had nightmares last night.
I told you were going to.
Had nothing to do with the movie at all. I think that it really like played with my head. So I had weird nightmares that made absolutely no sense. Don't know where they came from. I mean, well, obviously this is where they came from. Just because it's very psychological. There is very little dialogue in the movie, except for a lot of whispering. Fun fact, last night we had the movie on and our 14-year-old, who is the floor above us, she texts me and she says, "Mom, what's that talking?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just a movie that Dad and I are watching." And she says, "Oh, okay." And then like 2 minutes later, "Can you turn it down? It's really freaking me out." So, and you know, she couldn't even see what was happening on the screen. She could just hear the whispering and like the weird, you know, the odd sounds, and she was totally freaked out. So
it's definitely a slow burn. So watch
Yeah.
the trailer, because if you don't like slow burn movies, you're probably going to be the first 30 minutes like, oh, this is really boring.
get yourself past that 30-minute mark, because I found myself like a little fidgety, like just because is something gonna happen? Like, and the angles that it was shot at were, I mean, they literally show like corners of the room or the ceiling. You don't get full widescreen shots at any point in the movie. You never see like an entire room at one point. You don't even see like a full person at one point. You just see like pieces of them. Not that they're cut into pieces. You just see like portions of them. So, you know, just get through like those 30 minutes and it will definitely start to creep.
It's a mystery that you have to unravel. Reminded me a lot in the beginning of a video game, like the P1 video game, when you're walking around pitch black and you're looking for things. This had that kind of element to it, and while I was watching the beginning of it, I was like, man, this would have been a great video game. I'd rather be playing the video game than watching it. But then once it picked up, it was good after that.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth the watch. I would say, you know, if you like this kind of movie, go check it out if your theater is getting it. We wanted to watch it ahead of time so that we could kind of get a review in there for people, because, you know, a lot of people aren't going to get it at the theater, especially if it's only a Cinemark release.
Yes, and Shudder hasn't officially announced a release date on the channel.
No.
And that's probably because independent horror films are doing so well right now in the theaters that they keep getting extended.
Yeah.
So that keeps pushing back the release dates.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one that if you have some downtime, you have some money, and if you don't mind story and you don't mind getting creeped out, go check this one out. So what do you rate this one?
I'd watch it in the theater.
I would watch it in the theater, and my opinion changed over the course of the movie. Like, I was on this, like, oh, I would probably be a one and done in the beginning of it. And then when it picked up, it's like, oh, okay, it's getting better. Now I would want to watch it in the theater because I'm thinking that there's probably things that I've missed.
I was just going to say
So now
that.
I have to go back and watch it.
And that's my reason for saying that I would see it in the theater. I think maybe I want it on like a really big screen, and maybe because I'm thinking that I missed some stuff. I mean, there were obviously moments where I wasn't breathing, so was I really paying attention? And of course, in the beginning, with it being kind of like a slow start to it, I know that I didn't give it like my full like 100% attention. So I would definitely rather see it in the theater, I think, because there's less distractions than around me. I don't have like my phone's put away. I don't have, you know, everything around me that I can just like pick up and be like, oh, let's look at this. So I think I would just watch it in the theater for that reason.
Now, if you've seen some of our other reviews on certain movies, like, yeah, this is great, we're going to watch this without yours to scare the hell out of them. If you do that kind of thing too, I would say...
Yes, if you're mean.
Watch it first,
Yeah.
so you're prepared to scare whoever you're watching it with.
Yeah.
Because it is that good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll take the girls to see it at the Cinemark.
On Friday 13th.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget it is the quest for 5,000 subscribers, and you can help us get there by...
Liking, subscribing, and sharing.
Yes, along that journey, every video that gets 25 likes and 25 comments, you will win a prize up until we hit the 100 likes and 100 comments. then you'll win something special. So you have 4 chances to win on every single video. And when we hit 5,000 subscribers, you get a chance to win this box of Strawberries and Scream cereal, not sold in the USA. And it is signed by
Matthew Lillard and David Arquette.
Yes. So, come back this weekend for the Skinamarink Explained video. And then we can dive into the theories about what you think and want to hear if this one scared you or this one made you fall asleep. So until the next Popcorn Confessional,
See
see
ya.
ya.